Good morning, students. Today a new topic, breathing and exchange of gases. Breathing and exchange of gases. Respiration. All of you read in the 10th class studies respiration. Respiration means they taken up the air into the lungs and exhalation of the air from the outside. So, they are called the respiration. Taken up the O2 and outgoing of the CO2, they are called the respiration. Respiration is the process of the production of energy from the assimilation of the food, like the last class digestion and absorption. The digestion and absorption means the digested food materials are the large food materials are converted to the small absorbable forms. That absorbable forms are the absorption. That absorbed food materials, the oxidation, the presence of the oxygen, these are the oxidation. That oxidation process, after they releasing from the energy, that energy used from the body tissues, body organs, they repair and growth of the body tissues. Majorly the digested food materials are the assimilation, they are oxidation. So, this oxidation process, the presence of the CO2. So, they are releasing from the energy. So, these are the respiration. First one, respiration. Respiration is the process of release of energy. The process of release of energy from the assimilated food, from the assimilated food. So, these are the respiration. The respiration means it is the process of release of energy from the assimilated food. Next one, breathing. Respiration is also called breathing. Breathing means inhalation of O2, inhalation of O2 from the medium, respiratory, like air and water. The inhalation of O2 from the respiratory medium, like air or water. Next one, exhalation of CO2 from the body cells. At the same time, is called breathing. Inhalation of air, that inhalation of air, the presenting on the O2 from the lungs. Next one, the exhalation of air from the CO2 through the outside. So, they are called the breathing. The respiration, types of the respiration. Next one, types of respiration. The respiration is a direct respiration, and indirect. Direct respiration and indirect respiration. Second one, aerobic respiration aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. The types of the respiration. Respirations are the different types. First one, direct and indirect respirations. Direct respiration and indirect respiration. Next one, aerobic respiration. Other one, anaerobic respiration. Direct respiration, indirect respiration. Aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. First side heading, direct respiration. First one, direct respiration. First one, direct respiration. Direct respiration. So, direct respiration means in this respiration, respiration, the gases directly exchange of gases between body cells and environment. Body cells and environment. So, air and directly distribution, directly exchange between the body cells and environment. Body cells and environment. So, they are called the direct respiration. Direct respiration. Direct respiration means they are in this respiration the gases exchange directly. So, from there is no intermediate forms. Directly the environmental air directly enter from the body cells. So, they are the direct respiration. So, this is a process of a diffusion process. Diffusion process. So, they are the direct respiration is the diffusion process. Diffusion process. So, they are presenting on the lower animals. They are presenting on the lower animals like protozoans. Next one, amoeba, hydra, sponges. So, they are presenting on the direct respiration. They are the direct respiration. Next one, indirect respiration. Next one, indirect respiration. Indirect respiration. Indirect respiration. Indirect respiration means in this process there is no direct exchange. There is no direct exchange. There is no direct exchange. There is no direct exchange between body cells and environment. Body cells and environment. There is no direct exchange between the body cells and environment. So, they are presenting on the respiratory organs. They are presenting on the respiratory organs. So, there is special development of the respiratory organs. They are presenting on the higher animals. The respiratory organs are the gills. Next one, lungs and trachea. So, they are the respiratory organs. Direct exchange between the they do not direct exchange, So, they are present in the respiratory organs. So, they are the indirect respiration, direct respiration and indirect respiration. Direct means gases directly exchange between the environmental air and body cells. So, indirect respiration means there is no direct exchange of the gases between the body cells and environment. So, they are the direct and indirect respiration. Next one, aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means the respiration occurring from the oxygen, the respiration occur in oxygen. The respiration occurring from the oxygen, the respiration occurring from the presence of the oxygen. So, they are called the aerobic respiration. The presenting on the oxygen. So, they are called the aerobic respiration, aerobic respiration. The aerobic respiration, so they are presenting on the higher animals, the presence of oxygen. The aerobic respiration means presence of oxygen. Presence of oxygen. So, they are called the aerobic respiration. So, these type of the respiration is presenting on the higher or well developed animals and plants. So, these are the provide the more energy. They are the complete oxidation. They are the complete oxidation. Complete oxidation of food, release more energy. So, they are the aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is the respiration occurring from the oxygen. So, they are called the aerobic respiration. That aerobic respiration presenting on the higher animals are plants. Next one, these are the releasing from the more energy because of more oxidation of the food materials releasing from the oxygen. Like CO2, 12 H2O plus 36 ATP. So, these are the aerobic respiration. In the aerobic respiration, these are the glucose. That glucose is converting from the C6H12O6 is converting to the 6 CO2, 6 carbon dioxides and 12 H2O, 12 water ions. Next, releasing from the 36 ATP, energy from the 36 ATP. So, they are the aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means the respiration presence of the oxygen. So, they are called the aerobic respiration. They are occurring from the higher animals. They are releasing from the more energy because of they are more oxidation of the food materials. So, they are the equation of the aerobic respiration. The glucose is converted to the 6 CO2, 12 H2O, 36 ATP. So, the aerobic respiration, the presenting on the two pages. One is the external respiration. Second one is the internal respiration. External respiration and internal respiration. The aerobic respiration is the two pages. One is the external respiration, another one is the internal respiration. First one, external respiration. External respiration is also called as a ventilation or breathing. Also called the breathing or ventilation or breathing. It is also called the breathing or ventilation. The external respiration means, so they are the environmental air from the enters from the lungs or respiratory organs, environment to lungs. So, they are called the external respiration, external respiration. The external air coming from the lungs. So, these are called the external respiration. Next one, so they are the internal respiration. Internal respiration is also called as tissue respiration, is also called as tissue respiration. Is also called as tissue respiration. Internal respiration is also called as tissue respiration. The tissue respiration means the gases from the lungs to the different body parts of the tissues, lungs to different body parts through the blood circulation. Next one, that tissues they are releasing from the CO2, that CO2 they coming from the cells to lungs. So, these are the cellular respiration or internal respiration. That internal respiration they are releasing from the energy, internal respiration they are releasing from the energy. So, these are the external respiration and internal respiration. External respiration means environment to only respiratory organs, outside to the air coming from the lungs and the lungs to outside. So, these are the external respiration. Internal respiration means, for example, so these are the environment, these are the lungs. So, these are entering from the these to these. So, and because of environment to respiratory organs, next one respiratory organs to environment, these respiration is called the external respiration. So, internal respiration means, so these are the lungs, lungs to tissues, presence of the blood, like these, like, so they are going to the O2 coming from the CO2. So, these are the O2, these are the CO2. So, they are the external respiration and internal respiration. External respiration is also called as breathing or ventilation, because of these are the environmental air coming from the lungs and the lungs to CO2 releasing from the outside. They are called the external respiration. Next one, internal respiration. Internal respiration means the gases transferred from the lungs to different body tissues. That tissues present in the cells. That cells they are taken up the O2 and releasing from the CO2. That CO2 coming from the tissues of the cells to lungs. This respiration is called the internal respiration. Is also called as tissue respiration. So, these tissue respiration are releasing from the CO2, water and energy. CO2, water and energy they are releasing from the internal respiration. So, they are the aerobic respiration. Next one, anaerobic respiration. Next one, anaerobic respiration. Second one, anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration. So, the anaerobic respiration means absent of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration means absent of the oxygen. Presence of oxygen is called the aerobic respiration. Absent of the oxygen is called the anaerobic respiration. Is called the anaerobic respiration. That anaerobic respiration they are the presenting on the lower animals. Lower animals like yeast and some bacteria. So, there are some parasites. So, they are the anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration. So, the anaerobic respiration they are the releasing from the less amount of energy. They are releasing from the less amount of the energy. So, they are the partially oxidized the food materials, partially oxidation of food materials. So, they are the releasing from the less amount of the energy. So, they are the anaerobic respiration. The equation C6H12O6 gives rise to 2 O6 plus C2H5OH plus releasing from the 2 ATP to C2H5OH plus 2 ATP. Also C6H12O6 gives rise to 2 C3, next one H6 and O3 and 2 ATP. C3 means H6, H6 means hydrogen ions and 2 H6, next one O3, so O6, C3 H6 O3, 2 C3 H6 O3 plus 2 ATP, they are releasing from the energy. So, these are the anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration means these are the absence of the oxygen. So, they are called the anaerobic respiration. So, they are the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means presence of the oxygen. Anaerobic respiration means absence of the oxygen. So, these are the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Next class, the respiratory organs.